So, good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests, and so many distinguished guests in the room today and throughout the morning. Congratulations to Brownie and the team in getting all of that together. Adam as well, thank you. And in the words of the traditional owners of the lands on which we're building a new international airport, Warramie. This is a wonderful greeting that we've learned as we've walked alongside our First Nations communities in Western Sydney. Warramie translates to hello, but that's a terrible translation of Warramie. Warramie actually means I see you, I see your spirit, I walk with you on this land. And we can't wait to extend to the millions of locals and global visitors alike a Warramie to the people who are going to pass through the airport terminal in the very near future. I'd like to acknowledge the announcement made by the Prime Minister today in relation to the fund to extend the metro, and we welcome that. It's a really significant progression in connectivity for Western Sydney, connecting the west to the west and the west to the rest. And also I'd like to acknowledge that soon the New South Wales Government has announced as well in the paper today a take-off fund that will support international aviation growth at the airport. And so we really welcome that announcement as well. These announcements are a strong vote of confidence in Western Sydney, a strong vote of confidence in New South Wales, and a strong vote of confidence in WSI. I'm delighted to return for the 2025 Airport City Summit today as we continue to collaborate on the big, bold and undoubtedly bright future of this rapidly growing region. A future brimming with opportunities, as we've heard, and possibilities for Western Sydney's people, its businesses, its investors, and its vibrant communities. And at the heart of this exciting boom, Sydney's first and only 24-hour airport. It's near impossible to overstate the life-changing positive impact that major infrastructure and connectivity can cultivate. Aviation crosses the bounds of these two society-shaping and community-building ingredients, just as it has since the nation's first cross-country flight was recorded here in Western Sydney more than a century ago. It was November 1911 when William Billy Hart flew from Penrith to Parramatta Park with his younger brother Jack as his passenger. It took them about 20 minutes to travel 29 kilometres so they could meet their father for breakfast at the other end. A humble purpose for such an historic moment in the annals of Australian aviation history. But it's as true today as it was then. Aviation is a pioneering, life-altering industry, one that's continued to leave an indelible mark on how we live, work and play in the many decades since Billy and Jack first cruised along at 3,000 feet atop of Western Sydney. Fast forward 114 years. What impact is Western Sydney International Airport and the connectivity that surrounds it having today? What difference is it making to people, to our city, to our state and our nation? For me, the most remarkable ripple effect is jobs. Thousands of jobs have been created to date, and that significant trend will continue to grow exponentially with time. Western Sydney International Airport, Bradfield City and the Aerotropolis, together they are giving more and more people access to meaningful, highly paid careers close to well-connected homes that can give young people a quality of life and opportunities for their families, the likes of which their parents or grandparents could only dream of. It's a great privilege and rewarding experience to be at the helm of a major infrastructure project, and that feeling is never more acute than when I meet the young people benefiting from the jobs our airport continues to create and the diverse, burgeoning career opportunities that will be delivered over the decades ahead. Jobs across aviation, advanced manufacturing, science, technology, travel, tourism, space, freight and defence industries. The list goes on. Take Jonathan Dunstan. He began at Multiplex, that's been working with WSI to deliver the airport terminal. As a 16-year-old, bright-eyed, work-experienced kid, and he's risen through the ranks to become an engineering manager. Jonathan says working on the airport has changed his life and meant he and his fiancée were able to purchase their first property in the heart of Camden, the same region where he grew up. WSI's own trainee program has also provided a valuable pathway for Western Sydney's young people to pursue their dreams. 18-year-old Christina Asantio graduated from Plumpton High School last year and has just started as an Aviation Operations Control Centre trainee at WSI. Christina has lived in Western Sydney her whole life and never thought she'd start her career in aviation, let alone at a new 24-hour airport in her own backyard. She's one of 4 trainees starting in our airport operations team this month. I also remember the day I got to meet 22-year-old Liverpool local Taylor Chalfa, who took in a graduate program with Multiplex after topping her cohort with an honours in construction management at Western Sydney University. Taylor says her first flight from WSI will be to visit her relatives in Lebanon. Then there's Nelson Mayan, who came to Australia from South Sudan when he was 8, and now 20 years later he lives in Lyonnais at the foot of the Blue Mountains. He's working as a site supervisor at WSI, where he says his favourite thing is giving back to the local community and seeing how the area will be transformed because of the project. And what a transformation it has been since the first sod was turned back in 2018. Today, the airport is well over 90% complete, and I can say with confidence and pride that we remain on time and on budget. And we will be welcoming our first domestic and international and cargo services next year. By the end of April this year, just weeks away, our major works packages comprising our runway, our landside roads, bridges and car parks and the state-of-the-art terminal will wrap up, making way for a thorough period of operational testing, commissioning and live trials designed to put the airport and the hundreds of essential workers who operate it each day through their paces to prepare for our first commercial customers in 2026. While those essential preparations progress, work to develop our on-airport cargo and business precincts will continue at pace. With the Master Development Plan approved, on-site construction works for our business precinct will commence this year. The 20-hectare precinct is the first stage in what will eventually become a thriving 200-hectare precinct, equal in scale to that of the Parramatta CBD. Meanwhile, construction of our cargo precinct that will supercharge our state and national supply chains is more than 30% complete. Strategically located right in the middle of the Golden Triangle of Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, and at the heart of Australia's highest freight volumes, our cargo hub will boost Sydney's air cargo capacity by around 33% on day one of operations. Fresh food from our farmers will reach overseas markets more efficiently. Customers will receive their e-commerce goods more swiftly. Businesses transporting everything from medical supplies to mining equipment, luxury items or general mail will benefit from WSI's cargo precinct. While WSI is building the bones of the precinct, we're thrilled to be partnering with the best in the business to bring the visionary plan for this hub to life. Australia's largest air freight operator, Qantas Group, was the first airline to sign up to our new 24-hour cargo precinct. And the Qantas facility will be taking shape alongside another operational site housing the largest freight ground handler in the world, Menzies Aviation. And it's fantastic to think about the air cargo uplift these operators will provide to a variety of businesses. I was delighted to see that Dr. Anis Chami, CEO of Vitex Pharmaceuticals, is here today. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Chami when we launched the cargo precinct last year. Vitex is an amazing Western Sydney success story. They're only 10 minutes from WSI, and about 85% of their 400-strong workforce are Western Sydney locals. Their thriving manufacturing business already exports into Southeast Asia and China, and thanks to WSI's cargo precinct, they'll have more choice and more flexibility on how and when to move their products, especially thanks to our 24/7 capabilities. Not only that, they're currently expanding their facility, which will mean more quality jobs a stone's throw from WSI. Australia's leading in-flight caterer, Donata Catering and Retail, is also set to serve up its innovative catering services from WSI. Donata's Chief Commercial Officer joined me at the airport last month to announce their organisation's $17 million investment to build an advanced in-flight catering centre within our cargo hub. Their facility will harness some of the best local produce and be capable of producing 3 million meals each year for both domestic and international airlines and their customers. Many would recall when we announced our partnership with Singapore Airlines last year, a partnership that will help connect Australia's third largest economy, Western Sydney, with one of the biggest transportation hubs in Asia. Soon, people will be able to board a plane from WSI and transit via the Changi hub to destinations in Asia, Oceania, Africa, Europe, the Middle East and North America. This followed the commitment from the Qantas Group to operate up to 15 aircraft from WSI within our first year of operations, flying domestic routes such as Melbourne, Brisbane and the Gold Coast. It is expected these aircraft will carry around 4 million passengers per annum through WSI on more than 25,000 flights. We're continuing discussions with numerous domestic and international airlines each week, with a particular focus on the growing Southeast Asian and Middle Eastern markets. I look forward to sharing more news about airlines flying from WSI within the coming months. With each piece of the puzzle that falls into place, the incredible picture of WSI is gaining clarity, momentum and interest. But the consistent message is clear. We are very much open for business, and that extends well beyond our airline partners. In recent months, we have issued several tenders to market for businesses to help us build a world-class retail experience at WSI. This has included opportunities for duty-free and travel essentials retailers, as well as advertising organisations and foreign exchange operators. We've also sought proposals for art installations and are working with businesses to design and operate our essential airport car parks. That brings me to another essential ingredient in the future success of WSI, one that's been talked about this morning, transport connectivity. The roughly $17 billion, but Ken, you're right, that number is growing, that has been invested by the federal and state governments means that people will have many ways of getting to and from WSI, including the toll-free M12 motorway, new bus services, a new metro, and access to rideshare, car rental and tour bus facilities at our state-of-the-art terminal. These new and enhanced transport options will connect the west to the west and the west to the rest, as I said before, like we've never seen. In fact, upon opening, WSI will be the best connected international airport at its opening in Australia's history, setting a new benchmark for domestic aviation and offering a better experience for the millions of passengers who'll fly through WSI each year. And across every facet of the airport, what's the resounding common thread? Jobs. The business precinct, the cargo precinct, retail businesses in our airport terminal, the catering facility, the airlines, the transport projects and the border agencies and the first responders who'll play a key role in operating our 24 airport each and every day. Each pillar is vital in its own way, and each will offer up new, exciting career opportunities for the wonderfully diverse communities that comprise Western Sydney. Realising these opportunities, delivering these opportunities for the next generation and beyond, depends on the vision, commitment and collaboration of all of us here in this room. All of us can be pioneers like Billy and Jack, with their passion and unflappable spirit as their compass. We too can chart a new path for this region and help create the next era of economic prosperity for Sydney, New South Wales and Australia. Thank you.